The 2019 Challenge Cup was eventually won by the Warrington Wolves. However, one of the shock storylines from this year's Cup was Bradford's return to their glory days as they toppled local rivals and Super League giants Leeds Rhinos 24 points to 22. Yes, a team that contained window cleaners managed to topple a team containing ex-NRL All-Stars. I'm Callum from the Try Time podcast, and this is Where Are They Now? The Bradford 2019 Giant Killers. Starting off at fullback on the day, which was Ethan Ryan, who incidentally is a winger. So that just shows how Bradford managed to beat Leeds with players out of position and that sort of thing. So Ethan Ryan, arguably the most prolific try scorer to come out of the Bradford Bulls Academy in the last 10 years, realistically. Scored some lovely tries for Bradford. Quality player in his day there. Now though, he's spending his time over at Hull KR in the Super League. He's made the move up, as has many in this team. A lot of them have gone to Hull KR, incidentally, as we'll see. Quality player, and he's absolutely smashing it for Hull KR at the minute. He's broken into their team. He's playing on the wing pretty much every game. He's just signed a new deal, and he's got a big career ahead of him in the Super League. Still only young as well. Next up, we'll go on to the actual winger on the day, which was David Fogging Johnston. Now, David Fogging Johnston, the former Hunslet man, always been at Bradford a good few years now, and he's always kind of been in and out of the team. He's always filled in when needed, so never really solidified a place starting every single week. But where is he now? He's still at Bradford, and it seems this season he's got a run of games under his belt. We've got a few injuries at Bradford at the minute, especially on the wing, but can he hold his place down? He's playing amazingly. He's scored some cracking tries for the Bulls so far this season. So let's hope for his sake that he can hold his position down. Now, moving into the centres. First centre, Ross Oakes, another Bradford Bulls Academy product. Great player. He's one of them players where he doesn't really get talked about much. He kind of does the ugly stuff in the centre. He scores a lot of tries. He's one of the best defensive centres in the Championship, arguably. Top player. Still only young as well. Where is he now? He's still at Bradford as well, and he has got his place solidified in that centres. He has done for the last couple of years now, and top player. Not much else to be said. Next off to the other centre, someone that I imagine a lot of people will be more familiar with, Jake Webster, obviously ex-Super League, ex-NRL player, Castleford legend essentially, moved over to Bradford, and what a player in this game particularly was unreal, immense. Where is he now? It was a shock when he moved down. He's gone down to League One to Keighley. He could definitely still cut it in Championship, potentially even Super League, but obviously wants that sort of more part-time role that he's got at Keighley, and he's trying to get them back up to the Championship. Moving on now to the last winger, which is Welsh international Dalton Grant, who at the time, similar to David Fogging Johnston, wasn't necessarily Bradford's first choice winger on that edge, as this season Bradford's wingers essentially was Ethan Ryan and Jai Hitchcock, so that just shows kind of the makeshift nature of this Bradford side that beat Leeds. But Dalton Grant scored a try on the day, again another part-time player, and we're talking about like window cleans and stuff like that. He's in that sort of realm, but again a top finisher, probably sort of like your Championship level, but now he's down in League One, similar to Jake Webster playing for the London Scholars on the wing. Now moving into the halves, another exciting player at the time. You just knew a Super League team were going to come from him. It's Rowan Milnes, quality player. I remember when he broke into the Bradford side, exciting young lad, probably got shoehorned into the side, probably a bit too young potentially for an halfback, but he showed he could do it. Quality player. Now obviously he's over at Hull KR, he's breaking into their side as well, as a lot of these players have done. Loving his life over at Hull KR, and he's got a big Super League career ahead of him, and even if not, he can always come down to Championship and hold his own, as he's shown with Bradford over the last couple of years. Moving on to the other halfback, which we all know, it's Jordan Lilley. Big storyline on the day was obviously Jordan Lilley coming through the Leeds Academy, a big Leeds fan, playing against his former club and obviously guiding Bradford to beat his former club. Where is he now? He obviously has signed permanently with Bradford a couple of years ago, and he's loving life at the Bulls. Absolute quality. The way he's changed his game, probably since this Leeds game as well. He's got so much better. His running game's advanced, and his kicking game as well. All-round game, top player. Obviously still at Bulls now, and hopefully, as a Bulls fan myself, he can stay there for the next few years at least. Now into the pack. First prop. He made a break within the first 30 seconds of this game. It's Liam Kirk. Solid player, again another Bradford Academy product. Big front rower, tall lad. Kind of sometimes got a bit unfair stick, I thought, from some fans, because he just did the dirty work. Wasn't the prettiest stuff that he did. He just kind of took a drives in, got down on his knees, played the ball. That sort of player, top player. At the minute, he's gone as of the end of last season. He went down to Oldham. Still in the Championship, obviously, hoping to keep them up there. Top player, probably around the sort of championship quality. Now into hooker, who again, not really a makeshift hooker, as obviously has played hooker within his career, but not out and out hooker, especially not at the minute anyway. Sam Hollis, who again, another Leeds Academy product who came back to beat his former team. Quality on the day from Sam, he's a little lad, but he, shows a big heart. Got absolutely put on his backside by Arthur Suamana Fanagai. I definitely didn't get that right. Quality player. Again, he is still at Bradford, and at the minute he's out with a broken jaw, but I just can't, Bradford fans can't wait to get him back in the team. He's a pure fan favourite. Puts his heart into every game. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Top player, and let's hope he stays at Bradford for a few more years. Now to the other prop. Now this man just bleeds Bradford Bulls. It's his third stint at the club. Club captain Steve Crossley. What a player he is. Still, he's probably playing the best rugby of his career at the minute. This season he's been probably Bradford's best player. Absolutely unreal. He's added tries to his game as well. Defensively, workhorse. He's fit as ever. And as I've just said, he is still at Bradford now. Top player, club captain. Can't go wrong. He was immense on the day as well. Into the second row, and probably more of a sadder story now, we've got Connor Farrell. Obviously, kind of, if you look at the sort of Farrell dynasty within both codes of rugby, he probably is towards the latter of that. Probably unfairly, because he has been riddled with injuries, which obviously has caused him now to retire. So he's not currently playing anymore. Bradford was his last club, and even at Bradford in sort of his couple of years he had there, probably not at his best due to his time at Fev, and his time at Wigan was probably better because of the injuries. But still a top contributor, top tackler, that sort of player. And he's a big miss to rugby league, actually, is Connor Farrell. What a player. Now, probably Bradford's best player at the time of this, Elliott Minello. The other back rower, honestly, I've never seen a back rower score as many tries as this. Absolutely unreal. He was always going to leave at the end of the season just because of how good he was. He was arguably one of the better players in the championship this year as well. And obviously he has also gone to Hull KR. And he solidified himself in this Hull KR team last year. This season he was in the sort of vice captaincy picture, absolutely smashed it. Obviously he's injured at the minute, big sort of not career threatening, but sort of season ending injury. So hope he gets better. But honestly, Elliott Minello, probably one of the best players to wear a Bradford shirt in the past few years. Now rounding off the starting 13 with a loose forward, and we've got Mikey Wood, who on the day was probably up there with one of my man of the matches. I think he was one of the most unsung heroes of the Bulls over the sort of 2 seasons around this sort of cup run that we had. Absolutely unreal. Workhorse, again, did the dirty work, that sort of thing. Scored a try on the day as well. Quality player, could play in the prop forward role or at loose forward. Now, obviously, he went down last year to Newcastle. Obviously, they've now come up to Championship, and he's absolutely solidified a place down there. Solid player, probably around a top sort of level Championship forward, and probably one I would take back at the Bulls. Now, onto the interchange bench, and we've got now another player who's now playing Super League, Matty Wildy. Now, obviously, Matty has gone, he moved sort of to Lee in the Championship last year. They obviously are now up, and now he has, got a couple of Super League games under his belt this season as well. Always at the Bulls was a top player, but like I say, now he's over at Lee, enjoying himself over there in Super League as he rightfully should. He's been a big servant to the Championship over the years. Now moving into interchange props, we've got James Green. What a player! Obviously, ex sort of Hull KR, ex Castleford, big prop forward. You can't miss him. He's usually the tallest man on pitch. Unreal work rate as well for a big guy. Honestly, when it got announced that he was leaving Bradford, I was absolutely gutted. He was just one of them sort of players that I feel like we just needed to keep hold of. But obviously, financial issues and just players wanting to leave, you can't always help that. He moved on to York, and he's currently trying to push them up to the Super League. Now, the other interchange prop, this man does bleed Bradford. Obviously not there anymore, but it is Ross Peltier. What a player, kind of a local lad, unreal impact substitute over the years for Bradford. And now currently he's over at Doncaster, down in League One, absolutely smashing it down there as well. Now, onto the last interchange place, and this is one of the players who is probably one of the best to come through the Bradford Academy in the past sort of 5 years as well. Matthew Staunton, and what a player he always was. When he broke onto the scene at Bradford, he just kept his place in the team. You couldn't get him out of there. He was just so good going forward and defensively. And obviously he got his move to Hull KR. And when this happened, I thought, is he going to get in that Hull KR team? Kind of like realistically, he's smashed it in Championship. I don't doubt his ability to do it, but he did it. He's gone over, and now he's a regular in that Hull KR side. And I'm sure if Hull KR fans are watching this, they can sort of I guess they can probably agree with what I'm saying about these sort of 4 players who've come down to them. There was amazing buys. At the time, everyone was like, oh, Hulk are just raiding Bradford, but they arguably took 4 of our better players that season, and they're absolutely smashing it now. So all credit to them, especially these young lads like, your Staunton, Ethan Ryan, Rowan Milnes. Well, all of them are young, Minello as well, absolutely smashing it. But obviously, what did it all come down to? That's where they all are, but where did they all end up in terms of that season in the Cup, in the quarterfinal and next round? Absolute heartbreak at home again. Halifax knocked them out, and Halifax was ultimately the championship team that got to play St Helens in the semi-final. Obviously, Halifax did lose in that, but it was still gutting as a Bradford fan, even though you knew realistically you was never going to get to the final. But it's just that big day out in semi-final, that big win over, again, another rival, Halifax. They got the better of us this day, but as this day, Bradford have never really pushed on, I guess, to Super League. Here's to hope they can do it this year. They're out of the Cup already this year, as are all the championship teams. Let's just see what happens. And yeah, I've been Callum from Try Time Podcast. Please subscribe, like, and all that sort of thing. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It does make a huge difference. And yeah, see you later.